As a non-sycophantic MAGA Republican, I say this. It makes 0 sense to fire Jimmy Kimmel. 0. He made the Melania joke. He didn't make it after the real WHCD event. He made the Melania joke 2 days before the real event took place. He made this Melania joke 2 days before the real WHCD event befell. This is the truth. This is the reality. There was no fomentation of violence. There was no reference to Trump's death. There was no encouraging of unprovoked physical harm against the POTUS. There was no fomenting of unprovoked physical violence against Donald J. Trump. Word. This is the reality. The 3 things this joke is in reference to are the following. The first thing this joke is in reference to is the age gap, the huge age difference between Melania and DJT. Melania is 56. She turned 56 3 days ago. Trump is turning 80. He will be 80 on June 14th, 2026. There is the difference is 24 years. There is a 24-year age difference. This difference is huge. It is big. It is crazy. It is a very big difference in age between the two. They are very far apart in age. This is the reality. This is the truth. This is the incontestable truth. This is the incontrovertible truth in the words of peers. Facts. It is what it is. It is what it is. The second thing this joke is in reference to, is this. The way Melania reacts to Trump when she's seen with him in different places, different public places, different buildings, at different events. The way she reacts, the look on her face, her facial expression. This is the second thing. When Jimmy Kimmel said in the mock event to Melania in the crowd, you have the glow like an expectant widow. When Jimmy Kimmel said to her, you have the glow like, and when he said to Melania in the crowd, you have the glow like an expectant widow. When he said, you have the glow like an expectant widow. When he said, you have the glow like an expectant widow. When he said, you have the glow like an expectant widow. What he meant was this. What he meant was, she has a joyful look on her face when she's seen with Trump. She has a happy look on her face. This was satirical. This was sardonic. This was comical. This was comedic. This wasn't meant to be serious, to be taken seriously. This wasn't meant to be real. This wasn't meant to be anything other than satire, sarcasm, hilarity, comedy, humor. Period, point blank, end. Period, point blank, end. This was meant to be a joke. This was meant to be jest. He said this in jest. He said this sarcastically. He said this in jest. He said this in jest. He wasn't being serious when he said she has a joyful look on her face. He wasn't being serious when he said she has a joyful look on her face. She doesn't have a joyful look on her face in real life, in reality. She doesn't look happy when she's with Trump in reality, in real places, in real buildings, at real events. The look isn't happy. The look is not joyful. The look is not joyous. The look is not happy. 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 It is what it is. Her facial expression is different. It is the opposite of happy. It is not. The way she looks, the way her face looks is not happy. We have to be a buck. We have to be a buck. We must be all the way a buck. The thirds think this joke is in reference to is this. The thirds think this joke is in reference to is this. The strength of the marital relationship, the strength of the marriage, the strength of Melania and DT's marriage. This is the third thing. The third and last thing this joke is in reference to. She doesn't seem happy in her marriage. It doesn't seem joyful. It doesn't seem pleasant. There seems to be rockiness. There seems to be misery. There seems to be misery words. So yeah, this is the third thing this joke is in reference to. He didn't refer to physical violence against Trump. He didn't refer to his death. He referred to their marriage, their marital relationship, their age difference, and the way her face looks, the way she reacts when she's with Trump. He referred to their age difference, the way she reacts to Trump, and the strength of the marital relationship. It is what it is. Melania on X took umbrage with this joke. She was furious. She was irate. She was angry. She was upset. Understandably so. Understandably so. I really have genuine empathy for her. There is immense empathy for her. This bloke has genuine empathy. It is the level of real talk. I do have genuine empathy. It is immense. There is genuinely immense empathy for Melania. Words, no BS. But firing Kimmel is insensible. It is insensible. It is injudicious. It is crazy. It is not only is it not only is it insensible, it is also unlaudable. If you fire Jimmy Kimmel, you set the tone and the stage for censorship under a Dem presidency, under a blue presidency. You set the tone for censorship under a Dem presidency. Facts. It is dangerous. You have to be pro-free speech all the way. You must be pro-free speech all the way. You must be a free speech absolutist. You don't have to be an absolutist. This isn't me saying you have to be or me forcing you to be an absolutist, but it would be laudable to be an absolutist in my candid opinion. But yeah, it would be laudable, it would be praiseworthy to be an absolutist in my candid opinion. Truly being truly pro-free speech, doesn't mean you have to like or agree with everything people say. You don't have to agree with or like everything people say. You can be critical, you can be harsh, you can hate what people say. You can hate, you can say, you can view certain things as bigoted, prejudiced, nasty, scummy, all of these things. Scummy, hateable, odious. But if these people are not fomenting violence or threatening people, if they're not fomenting violence or threatening people or calling for unprovoked physical harm, then they shouldn't be punished legally, or they shouldn't be put in jail or in the slammer. You have to support their right to say what they wish to say, even if you hate what they say. Even if what they say is truly offensive, hateful, bigoted, all of these things, you have to support their right to do this, to say what they wish to say. You can't control what other people say. You can be critical of what they say. You can be critical of what they say, but you can't control what they say. Yeah, you have to support their right, even if you hate what they say, even if you don't want to be. Integrity matters, so you have to move with integrity. If you don't move with integrity, you can't be taken seriously. You can't really be taken seriously. If you can't move with integrity, if you can't be of laudability, if you can't support everybody's right in this free country to say what they wish, even if you disagree with them politically or whatever, even if you hate what they say, if you can't support everybody's right to say what they wish to say, you can't be taken seriously. It is what it is. You can't be pro-free speech when people you agree with get targeted, and anti-free speech when people you disagree with gets targeted. It is incompatible. There's an incompatibility there. It is impossible for both things to simultaneously happen. It is impossible for both to simultaneously happen. It is impossible for both things to simultaneously happen. It is what it is. You can't be pro and anti-free speech. It is goofy. It is illogical, meant to say. It is all the way illogical. It is all the way irrational. So be all the way pro-free speech or be all the way anti-free speech. But to pick and choose is crazy. Or meant to say, but picking and choosing is not an option, bro. Picking and choosing is not an option. You must be either pro free speech all the way or anti free speech all the way. There's no in between. There is no in between. You have to pick one. You have to pick one. You have to stick to one. It is what it is. Jimmy said this. He said, if they, meaning the critics of his, want him to believe that the joke he made, as in the Melania joke he made at the mock WHCD event, had anything to do with what took place at the real WHCD event on Saturday, they need to look into the press secretary, Caroline Levitt. If they want him to believe, he said, if they want him to believe the joke he made had anything to do with what took place at the real event, they must look into the press secretary herself, Caroline Levitt. He's cooking there. The reason is, she said on the night of the real WHCD event that shots will be fired. Will people look into will people look into Levitt? Nah. The answer is no, because what she said was metaphorical, not literal. What she said was a reference to Trump's comedic insults, not literal gunfire. So it would be stupid to so you can't say it was a reference to physical violence. If you do, either you are dishonest or credulous, one of the two. If you say it is a reference to fomentation of violence, you are either dishonest or credulous. You are benighted. You are either benighted or deceitful. It is what it is. You are either dotish or deceptive. One of the two. It is what it is. Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, the call for the firing is crazy. The calls for the firing of this dude is all the way crazy. No one is going to look into Levitt because what she said was a metaphor. Yeah. Yeah, bro. This is the real truth, yo. What she said was a metaphor. What she said wasn't a reference to physical harm, to unprovoked physical harm. So this is fatuous. This is absurd. This is stupid. This is ridiculous. This is ludicrous. It is ridiculous to say this was a reference to physical harm, to threatening of physical harm, meant to say. It is ridiculous to say this. It is really ridiculous to say this narrative, to assert this. If you assert this, you are either delusional or deceitful. It is one of the two. It is what it is. The MAGA sycophants, the MAGA puppets, they must cease this selective accountability. Selective accountability is inimical to the growth of the movement and to the country as a whole. You have to be consistent. It is imperative